Hey guys, what's up? Joe here, Average Joe's Garage. Things been a little slow here at the shop. Well, who am I kidding? A lot slow. Or really slow, if you will. And it's time we start to address the elephant in the garage. That's right. This thing. I'm not going full bore on it right now. Just got to get back into it to get a little farther ahead than where it is, and hopefully moving under its own power again and running. That in itself will be an accomplishment. But before I do that, I gotta take this front sheet metal off so I can get back in here and dress this up some, and the that stuff there. Ouch, old man knees. Yeah, so I gotta do that on both sides. So I gotta take the fenders off. I'll leave this all on here for now, the inner stuff. But eventually that will come off or something. So I don't know how much of this I'll film, but I gotta get these fenders off and then get in there and finish up some welding, maybe some small patching here and there. I'm not going too crazy with it, because the way these trucks were designed, it's probably gonna rust again down the road, and I don't know if Dad's gonna wanna fix this stuff the right way. They all rust out around the windshields. So I don't know if he's gonna want to pay a professional to pull a windshield, because I'm not doing it, especially with how hard it is to find parts for these trucks. Kind of wish he would have got something more common that they still make plenty of parts for. That would probably be done by now. So that's neither here nor there. So I'm gonna gather up some tools and start ripping these fenders off here. Alright, I think I got all the bolts out. See if we can get this fender off. Oh yeah. Garage is never big enough. Alright, so I want to finish welding around these nuts. Make that look a little bit better, even though I'm really not going to see it out in the open. I'm going to go ahead and clean this up a little bit. I ain't going to grind it too much. Then I just want to clean it up and put seam seal over the welds and any nooks and crannies there is. And then I'll probably just put some red oxide primer over it for now. Plan on undercoating it later or something. So yeah, I'm gonna get to grind some of this down and then finish welding it out. I don't know how right or professional I'll make this. I may knock some of this crap out. This goes inside too, part of the kick panel. I may put a little patch here if I can get anything to stick to it. I don't know why I didn't do that before. Probably because I was being picky, but I'm done being picky on this one. Just want to get it to a more done point where I can get it out of my way. Because I was gonna try to work on mine first before fall and winter really set in. Fall don't bug me so much, but what I gotta do, that's gonna be a kind of time consuming, even though it's not real technical. It's just tedious. But anyway, on this, like I said, that's what I want to do on each side. Finish that out. I may weld around those some more, as long as I can keep the welds nice and clean. Clean that crap off there somehow. If I have a wire wheel or something, and just wipe it down. See, that was the problem with these old trucks and cars. They didn't have regular inner wheel liners like late model stuff. The mud and snow, salt and all that, you know, just splashes up in here and stays here. And not to mention, you get moss and stuff down in there. And unlike other vehicles, this part you can't just take off. So, I don't know how I'm gonna take care of that, but kind of sucks. So yeah, but I'll address that another time, maybe. Anyhow, I'm jabbering, making things boring, so I'm gonna stop, and next thing you'll see is me working. Alright, so I thought I was filming at one point, but I guess I forgot to push record. Good thing, because this turned out shitty. I don't know if something wrong with the welder or what. Didn't start welding decent until I started turning it up like really high, up to like 5, putting the speed higher. I don't know if it's just because I was trying to weld a thick bolt to thin metal or what, but usually on thin metal it welds pretty good, but I don't know, I put a mess around there. I guess I'll just put seam seal around it. I'm not gonna get all perfect with it. I don't think it's gonna go anywhere, but it's ugly as hell. I think it's just the differences in the thickness might have done it. I didn't know what to set it on, but that cool. I may try to get the backside, I'm not sure. I mean, it was holding the hood and hinge, everything nice there before, so I don't know. I just don't want to glob up a bunch of weld. Yeah, so I'm going to decide what I'm going to do here next. Whether I do any more today or not, but it's a problem with working a lot of overtime. Ain't much energy to do nothing. I'm kind of pushing myself right now. Yeah, gotta grind that all off too. I just want to get this done while it's up here in my face. I mean, I could technically do this part later, but figured while it's here. That way all I gotta do after I take those off, the whole inner fenders and stuff off, there shouldn't be a lot of fabric cobbling left, if any. Just wire wheel it all off and put some of that red primer on it. And, I'll probably body work this inside here a little bit, smooth it out. But other than that, prime it, get ready for black paint. Still not sure whether I'm gonna make it shiny or flat black. I don't know. But anyway, that's where we're at here. So, yeah. What's up, guys? Next afternoon here. I went ahead and got a new ground clamp for my welder today. See if that would help improve anything. Maybe I'm just spoiled on better welders at my work. I don't know, I went ahead and tried to weld these up some. Kind of ugly, but it'll do. I'll clean it up. Dress it up a little later here. So now I'm probably going to move on to down here. I don't know how particular I'll get with this. I might try to cut some of this out and then just kind of weld a patch over this. Anything else can be fixed from the inside when it gets to that point, or whenever. Kind of flush with the floor and mat and all that stuff. So I might try to grab up some scrap steel here, sheet metal, get a shape that I kind of want for there, and commence to fixing that. So I'll be back once I figure something out. Alright, I gathered up some scrap sheet metal. Ain't a real thick piece, but it's good enough for what we're doing here, I guess. I don't expect it to last forever, but something like this maybe. May have to trim this up more, I don't know, but something like that. Trim this up and cut out what I can here. If I can't get it all, hell with it. Yeah, just gotta get the show on the road with this thing here. So I'll get back to trimming this up, and next thing you'll probably see is me trying to cut this out. Alright, so this is kind of, what is that? It's more worse off when I saw it back in there, but I don't know, it's an ugly patch. It's still kind of holy, but I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. May try to fill that in some more, but I had a light behind there, got most of it filled in. Yeah, I know that looks ugly. Good news is you won't see it. Yeah, I gotta patch up on the inside there. I'll be working there later, so I probably won't seam seal that part, but up here I'll clean up and seam seal. Focusing on just getting this stuff more farther ahead there, so I can move on to seeing if that engine over there is gonna sit in here okay, because of how the oil pan is. I don't know if it'll hit the diff or not, because that engine is a 75. Original's a 72. It's the early ones, and the sump is in the front. So I don't know how it's gonna work out. I'd like to not have to deal with changing the sump and all that stuff, or the pump or whatever. This thing's just been a headache. Ain't nothing just straightforward, simple on it. But yeah, that's where I am. I mean, it's kind of patched, it's just ugly down here. Start getting into the rod a little more, but I don't know. It's, how far do you really go? So yeah. So I'll probably call it for this evening, maybe. Come back, grind this stuff up, and maybe that a little bit. Clean that up, and then I'll get some seam seal for around these welds up here and all this. Some red primer or something. And then I'll probably go do the other side off camera. There's really not a lot to show. I can't remember if I got any patches over there or not that I gotta make. Or if there's any holes like that one. So that's where we are. Also, like, share, and subscribe. Help this channel grow. It needs it dearly. It'll make it easier for me to make more content, get more stuff to work on, or whatever. You know, I can only do my part so much. If you guys like this, like, share, subscribe. Whatever else. Alright, I welded that up there. It's ugly. Did eventually get the welder working a little better, of course. You know, the last part I wanted to weld, and towards the end, it still ain't good looking, but I think I finally started figuring the welder back out. Guess that just happens when you ain't used something in a while. I don't know. I had to turn the speed way up before it's time. I finally started welding decent, but it's still kind of acted up here and there. But once I clean that up, it won't matter. You won't see it with the hood hinges on there or anything like that. I'll clean it up, seam seal it or something. Trust me, it's nothing I'm proud of, but it's gonna hold. I ain't worried about it holding. It held with the last boot. We gotta clean them up. So yeah, I mean, I can touch some of this up later when I take the front end all the way off and prep all this for some paint. But yeah, so next thing I'm gonna focus on cleaning this up and the other side a little bit, the grinder. May wire wheel some of this down here and things like that. Seam seal and prime it with some of that red rust primer. But this is a little nicer over here. I ain't got that. Well, maybe that's factory. I don't know. It's better, so I'm not worried about patching that. I think that's part of the shape that's supposed to be there, I believe. I don't know. I'm not shooting for perfect. Yeah, I'll do that. Probably clean this stuff off here. Hold on, I'm zoomed in. What the hell? Clean this up both sides. Need a wire wheel or something. You know, I may or may not do some of this stuff on camera. So anyway, that's where I'm at. Kind of got to take a break now. Frustration of the welder and all that just makes it harder to keep going. And the fact that I'm over this project, but it doesn't mean I can stop. So I gotta really push myself. You'll see, once I'm able to work on some other things I'd rather be working on, my motivation will be a lot better. And the project will come along a lot faster. Not to mention, I'm still waiting on that to get completely done. There's a hell of a ledge right out there at the end of the blacktop. Things keep holding us up on that, but it's coming around once that's all done and I can do things around here more efficiently, get in and out year round. Things will pick up. Just been kind of in a slump, so that and many other reasons I've already told you. So anyway, that's where I'm at. Next thing's what I said, just clean up the stuff I've already done and seam sealing it. You guys gotta let me know if there's things I'm not doing right, doing wrong, and I don't necessarily mean with this or whatever I'm working on. I mean this whole YouTube thing, because even when I was doing some videos here more regularly, they were not performing that great. I had one good video here a while back, and that was the donor that the donor engine came out of, which is still sitting out here, by the way. That person never took it. So just let me know, like, what do you want to see? I've been trying different things, doing things off camera, or fast forwarding through things, or trying not to show the same stuff over and over. You've seen me, like, say you see me pull fenders, I'm not going to keep showing you that. You just gotta let me know what you want to see, or new projects. Or trust me, I'd like to get more projects, but I got to focus on what I got here right now too. What you don't want to see, I'm trying to make this YouTube thing successful, even though it may not seem like it, but I'm still learning. Kind of waiting on a new camera, so I ain't gotta use my phone all the time. So yeah. Anyway, I'm done rambling. Alright guys, welcome back. It is Labor Day evening, and I'm gonna go ahead and take some time here to grind this stuff down some, both sides, prep it for some seam seal. Like I said, this part up here will come later. It'll get the same treatment eventually. I'm gonna go ahead and do that to these lower areas right here, both sides. Once that's ready, I'll seam seal it, spray some of that rust primer on there, and that's ready to go. And that'll probably wrap up this little video. Hopefully it's a little video. I'm trying to make it that way. So I'm gonna get to it. Well, this is about as grand as I'm gonna make it. Ain't no use trying to get it perfect. We'll cover it up anyhow. That back in there, I'm not so much worried about. Still cover it up though. Yeah, both sides. Good enough for me. That down there, I'm not worried about so much. I'm not seam sealing that right now, because that might get touched again later. So yeah, let's get the seam sealing. Get on my pants. Get on a good pair of pants. Yes. It's just what I'm shooting for. Alright, disaster averted. This little brake clean couldn't take care of. Can't even tell it was on my jeans. Also, I'm gloved up now. This stuff seems to be flowing a lot better than the first tube I had back when I was working on my truck. Which, by the way, we will get back to that too. So let's continue this. Some of you are probably thinking, what the hell is he doing with all this seam seal? Well, sort of hacks sometimes. Besides, this is what a lot of automotive makers did on the assembly line. They also use a lot of Bondo too. Shit. Need that there to hold the light. Move this up in there, as DD Speed Shop says. He says it about Bondo, or body filler, whatever you prefer to call it. I'm not really partial to any brand, by the way. I've seriously, most of the time, used the cheap Bondo brand, and it's served me well. I don't know what everybody's complaints are about it, but I've seen it do the same as the higher dollar stuff, and I've seen the higher dollar stuff last just as long, or not as long as the cheap stuff. It's all in the prep. But that's neither here nor there. We ain't playing with Bondo right now. No, we ain't at that fun stage yet. Yeah, see, this stuff flows a lot better. It was more gummy with the last tube I had, I think. I know it eventually ended up that way for sure. Hell, I don't know. See if I can spread this around a little bit. Probably gonna make it look worse. Trust me, this will look better once it's in primer. And if you can't tell, I did clean up this part on both sides. Don't look too bad. That reminds me, there's a little rust area I need to put some of this on. Make it look like it was never there. Yep. Yep, mint. Alright, I'll cover that all in red primer and say the hell with it. Don't worry about this down here. Like I said, I'll probably hit that later or something anyway. Well, I'll let this set up set up, whatever, and hit it in like 24 hours or something with a primer. See you then. Alright, it's next evening here, guys. I guess this is set up alright. I mean, it still feels soft and stuff, but I guess that's how it's supposed to feel when it sets up. So I guess it's good enough to spray. I'll go ahead and spray some of this Rusty Metal Primer. I'll probably spray up maybe in here too, some on both sides. Around there and all that good stuff. Alright, so let's get to doing that and finish up this little part of the project. Oh y'all, there it is, all primed up. There's spots of work on. So next thing I'll probably do is well, I gotta get some cross member that goes in there for the engine mounts. Get it cleaned up. I'll probably do that off camera. Do some stuff here with this engine. Probably take a few things off I don't need on there right now. And we'll see about fitting that in here. See if everything clears okay with that style oil pan and pickup. Like I said, it's a 75 engine, 72 truck. The original, the sump was in the front. I'm hoping maybe I can just get by without having to switch that. So, crossing my fingers there. I also had to look into getting some of the mount bushings for the front mount, or see if there's something I can use for those, because they're wiped out, what I can tell. Hold on, I got them in a thing here. Watch them not being where. But yeah, you can see, I mean, it's packed full of grease and old rubber. I don't know if I can get those, or if I can just use some rubber hose or something. Gotta be better than what's there. So I gotta look into that. I wanna see if I can get some more dowels that go in the top of the engine block there for the head. It's also the same ones for the belt housing where it goes onto the engine. I need a few of those for that. So, which I'm thinking there's probably more than one thing that takes those, so I can probably find them at Napa somewhere, hopefully. So once I scrounge up some of that stuff and prep that other thing, and I'll probably take this stuff off to make it easier to access. So once I do that, that's what we'll do. Probably, not saying it'll be the next video, but it could be. Whatever I do next. I'm kind of all over the place. So anyway, thanks for sticking around if you're watching this long. I know it's been kind of a slow summer. Wasn't planning on this. So I guess, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. I'm trying to work on making things better on this channel. It's hard to do when you live in your everyday regular life and dealing with things and ain't got time to put into editing or whatever else. Let alone money to do some of this stuff. So I try to do it cheap as possible. Anyway, I'm done rambling. Thanks for watching. See you later.